Good morning and welcome to another CAN diagnostic video. In today's riveting episode, I'm just going to give a quick tour of my workshop, laboratory, ECU fixer, blower upper room. Just going to go through some of the equipment that I use. Start from this side. Just a lot of, this is all resistors. A lot of through-hole component resistors, LEDs, more connectors. Besides trying to learn to design circuits, basic circuits. So we've got a lot of jump cables, some practice boards. Practicing micro soldering on that. An old board for learning the scope. Quite old that is now. Some other practice boards, some real things I've been dicking about with, capacitors, breadboards. Obviously, everything starts with a breadboard when you're designing circuits. Even if it's just a simple light circuit, learning, the more bulbs you put in the circuit, the duller they're going to get. Simple stuff like that. It's a lot easier for me to learn when you can actually visualize it. A couple of Arduino boards to pair it all up. A Nintendo Switch that needs, I can't remember what I've got this in for. I think I'm replacing the USB port or something. I can't bleed and remember. A lot of screwdrivers, a lot of bits in there, just random screwdrivers, picks, pliers, the sort. Some HT leads for a Toyota Prius inverter converter. Just some breakout kits, some transistors, more LEDs. The sort of Arduino kits you can get off Amazon and the like. Just quite a lot of those. More of the same underneath. Some random screws. Some soldering stuff that I seldom use. If I can get the fairy liquid thing open. Little battery, got a 12-volt battery, very small, 1.2 Ah. Hardly even sparks if you touch the two together. Pico, not mine, knows who that is, Irish fucker. Bits that we have to hand. Obviously, Pro Diag forum. You find me on there helping people out, getting out myself, the usual stuff. Love this Hacko machine. I had a problem doing an MCU on a board for somebody. The soldering iron was part of this. Before I slung it against the wall, was getting hot enough to melt the solder, but it wasn't hot enough for it to stick on, if that makes sense. So as I lifted the soldering iron off, it cooled down enough and pulled one of the pins off the MCU and completely fucked the ECU. So I spent a good bit of money on that, so it doesn't happen again. Obviously, you've seen the scopes. Not really using them at the minute, as we've got quite a big digital board on at the minute. My main power supply, I think this can go up to, if we put these together, we can get it up to, I think it's 61 volts or something like that, which is plenty for powering up these inverter converters. Desoldering tool, the sucky one, I like that a lot. Don't have to save some time when you're desoldering pins off an ECU, etc. Just some batteries, bits and pieces that we quite often use. Xprog, one of my favourite machines, that is. So simple to use. K-tag, everyone knows what K-tag is. We've got the BDM adapters. Comes in very handy. The cheaper board, Think Tank Taiwanese thing, pretty rubbish to be honest with you. I did make my own. That's what this is here. Move up and down, put the BDMs, and just this is heavy enough so it lowers and puts the pressure on the bayonet pins itself. Trusty multimeter, Doesn't matter what you're doing, you always need your multimeter. We've got this fan desk lamp, really useful. The only problem is when you've got the light on and put the fan on, it's pathetic. So you have to turn the lamp off to use the fan. One of the projects I've got on at the minute underneath the scope is this board that was kindly sent to me by David Wagstaff from Tech Auto. I'll leave a link up in the description, well, up in the corner for his website. Very clever man, very nice man, sent me this this control board, this driver board for controlling AC motors. So the project we've got on the go is a Toyota Prius Gen 3 inverter converter. There's going to be quite a few videos on this, but essentially I'm going to make a Fiesta go electric with the help of Toyota parts. So we're going to populate that board that he sent me and see if we can get some output from it and see if we can drive some motors. I think we'll first off power some lights up from it and go on from there, but that's for a different video. So the gloves, flux, very sticky on the hands. It's disgusting stuff to get on your fingers, so I always wear gloves. Yeah, you've got some of the good flux, some of the cheaper stuff. This, if I get this open, these are actually medical things for popping spots and all sorts of different horrible stuff like that. But look how fine this stuff is. It's great for scraping corrosion off boards. You can do it very precisely. Great for micro soldering. And that was a few quid off eBay. Some pins for taking the covers off. I think they're EDC. They're Bosch ECUs. What have we got in here? More connectors, some wires, cable ties. Nothing too exciting. Some scope leads, more connectors, some bigger stuff. What's that stuff called? The aluminium tape to protect us from the heat. Double-sided sticky tape, some hot air glue. I've got the Zeus that's just in from the van at the minute. So I don't want to leave that in the van. Some wire connectors. That's my dog Boris. Sit. Sit. Good boy. You poor. Good boy. Alright, now piss off. In the reverse side of the room, we've got, obviously what they say, Bosch ECUs in here. Some more slide boards under here. Some shit in here, fans, stuff like that out of controllers. More ECUs above that are dead, essentially. Some instrument clusters down in here. A lot of donor boards. Not necessarily ECUs or control modules. We've got some, I think that one's out of a TV or something. Capacitors to capacitors. At the end of the day, doesn't matter what they're in. Car prog. And all the kits for the car prog. Wilhelm, or whatever it's called. EEPROM reader in there. These are good. I've got quite a few of these old Virgin boxes, the TV boxes, and the internet boxes. The TV boxes especially, they've got hard drives in there that you can use. A TV that is waiting to be repaired. So books. Big chair. God Save the Queen. More multimeter leads. You can never have too much of this, too much of those, especially when we're using them with the power supply. I just hook them leads, push them straight into there, off you go. This stuff, I think this cost about 10 quid just for this tiny bit of solder. It's leaded, just fully leaded solder, that is. Well, it's not fully, it's about 30% or whatever it is. very, very low solder. You can breathe on it, it melts. So yeah, any questions? Want to go into depth about anything else? Just a quick overview from someone that requested to see the kit that I use on a daily basis. Don't know how interesting this is actually going to be, just waffling on about some of the shit I got in my room. So yeah, until next time, ta-da.